I just got to work. It's our first real freaking snow of the year. Oh, you can't see them. Oh, crap. I was going to tell you I'm wearing the wrong shoes, because I am. So, here's the snow on the ground. We're expecting less than half an inch. But, yeah, I'm wearing the wrong shoes for this. Oh, well. So one of the things I've been up to this month is I've been writing on various stories. I've had multiple ideas pop into my head this month. Multiple. And I've, for the most part, been ignoring them. However, there was one, because of my situation with both Puck's Choice, the Shifters and Mages series, not Puck's Choice, but Shifters and Mages series, as well as the Damn Dangerous Quartet, I was like, I don't want to work on this genre, like, at all. I don't want to do anything fantasy related. So what can I work on instead? And most of the story ideas that were popping in my head had some kind of fantasy element into it. So I was like, I just want to work on something fun so I can get some words in so I can just, you know, have fun. And almost as if like the universe heard me and was answering it, I had this dream. This is typically how my story ideas pop up, is that I have a dream and it sparks an idea. And in my head, as I started writing this idea down, I was like, this is only gonna be a short story. I'm gonna write out the idea and that's gonna be it. Why do I do this to myself? I've been keeping track of my word count for this story. I bought this 3-pack of notebooks. I don't know if I've shown it in a vlog or not, but I bought this 3-pack of notebooks for field notes that I was originally going to use in this for like listicles. However, it's taller than the holder, so it won't fit in there. But I've been using it instead to track my word count for the short story I've been working on. And I have to do some math real quick, but it ain't short. Each chapter is about 3,000 words long, and I just started chapter 9, so 3,000 times 8 is a lot. More than a short story. It might end up being a novella, but I don't see an end in sight. I have now passed the part that I remember dreaming about. However, other ideas have sparked from that, and yeah, and it's been fun to write. There have been days where I've been like struggling to write, either because like the words aren't flowing, or like the idea itself isn't, like something is not correct on it, and when I've left it alone for a little bit, I've been able to come back to it and been like, oh yeah, this is where we can go with this idea, kind of thing. But it's been a lot of fun because it's it's not even really contemporary romance. It's more like women's fiction, if that makes sense, which is a brand new genre for me. I'm not used to that at all. Not to say that there isn't the possibility for romance, but in romance, the focus of the story is definitely the couple. And while this story is alternating POVs between the two characters, it's alternating in a strange way for me, personally, in my own writing, because I've got 2 chapters of the female point of view, and then I've got a single chapter of the male point of view. Again, there's nothing wrong with that. However, the thing that's going on is the story is more about her trying to find her new path in life, and she's going through a divorce. They're still in like the beginning stages of the divorce, and the state they're in requires you to be separated for a full year before you can even start like the legal proceedings of said divorce. I do have to confirm some things with some people in said state that have gone through divorce to make sure like I'm not fucking up some stuff. But the way the character introduced the fact that she's getting a divorce, it made it sound like they're almost through with it. And as I was going through plot lines, I was like, there's no way she's almost through with it. She's got to be at the very beginning of it. So there's some things that aren't matching up correctly that I know if I were to go back through and like edit it, I will definitely need to make changes. But right now, this is literally just a fun project. And I use the term fun loosely because this person is not in a good point in their life. And in fact, actually, this story is allowing me to get all of my feelings lately of like failure, of like starting over, of not knowing which direction to go in. Like all those feelings that I've been struggling with myself lately, I've been able to work out through this particular character. And the story might not be any good. It might be a load of garbage for all I know. But if nothing else, it is cathartic for me. And it's helped me work through some things on a personal level that I have been struggling with lately. So I'm not mad about it at all. It is helping a lot more than I really would have thought. So, and it's given me a much needed break from just the fantasy genre in the first place. And it's making me think about what I want to do in 2025. Like, I do have some things that I need to definitely most definitely work on in 2025. But I'm rethinking and structuring some of the things. And there's some events going on in my personal life that is going to affect what plans I make, which I'm struggling with again, because I'm really good at making all these plans and then like scrapping them entirely and creating brand new ones like not even a month later. And this year I tried to do where I was like taking it a month at a time, taking it a quarter at a time. I was trying to take it a quarter at a time and that really wasn't working. So now I'm going to go back to taking it like a month at a time. But there are things that I need to accomplish on a personal level, which I will talk about in another like clip on itself, that I think are affecting me negatively. Like, the idea of them is affecting me negatively. Like, there's hopeful events coming up, hopefully. Like, the plans themselves have the possibility of leading to more hopeful things, but them themselves are not fun. They're more necessity than fun, and it's affecting me negatively thinking about them, and thinking about the future entirely, honestly. There are so many factors right now that are kind of like screwing with our lives, and it's not fun to think about. So the fact that I've been able to kind of get some of those fears and work through some of the things that I have been feeling lately in this particular story has been such a good thing. Despite the fact that it's like a completely different trajectory than what I saw myself as. I introduced myself as a fantasy author, and all this month, except for a little bit at the very beginning of this month, I haven't worked on a single bit of fantasy, of any subgenre. It has literally just been this contemporary. And there's times where I'm like, do I want to add a fantasy element? And I'm like, no, because this is not what this story is. This is a contemporary. This is like women's fiction where she's like trying to get over this hurdle in life, and maybe there's some hint of a romance in it. But if nothing else, this is just a fun project. There is no plans anytime soon of thinking about publishing this. That being said, like, I kind of want to know if you are someone who like reads contemporary fiction, especially like contemporary women's fiction. This might be something in the future where I might be like, hey, no intentions of publishing this, but I just need someone else besides me to read through it and see what they think, and just get like thoughts and prayers. Just because I'm curious more than anything else to see if it would be worth publishing. Because to me, in my mind, because of how personal and how raw some of the things that are happening in the story, like, they're not things that actually happen in my life, but they're so parallel, it feels like. Hers are definitely a lot worse in comparison, but there's so many parallels to some of the events that are happening, or at least some of the emotions that are occurring based on the events that happen, that I'm just like, I don't know if I want people to read this. Like, it's not a feel-good story. It will have a feel-good ending. And part of this made me think about a story I wrote in several years ago when I was handwriting everything still. I still have the original draft of this. I did type it up. I did edit it when I typed it up. There was a lot of things I still needed to, like, I need to print it out and kind of make more edits to it. But that story and this one have a very similar vibe in the fact that it was someone who was starting over from an awful relationship where there was definitely, in this person's case, there is some, not financial abuse going on, but some financial contingencies because of events that are going on with the divorce and things that are happening with the divorce. So there's some things there's some financial struggles because of that. And in the other one, while there was no financial struggles, there was definitely more struggles on a personal level of self-worth. And it's really interesting that I'm writing this project now And it's very much parallel to what's going on in my current life with the emotions that are involved. Because I had the same feeling with that other story, which was definitely more of a romance. Like, it was about this woman starting over, yes. Getting out of a bad relationship, yes. But legit, the whole point of that story was that she was staying in a new town far away from where she had lived. She was restarting her life, and she was staying at this bed and breakfast because she was on contract to finish a book. And her best friend kept trying to set her up on dates, and the dates weren't going well. And she was coming back and kind of complaining to the person who was currently running the bed and breakfast. And like this one, it actually alternated between two POVs, and I don't remember if it was two, it wasn't two of hers and one of his, but I think it was like 2 and 2, where we had 2 of her chapters, 2 of his, instead of alternating, like a lot of contemporary romance does. But there are a lot of similarities in, like, the emotions that showed up in that story were very parallel to the emotions I was feeling at the time. And the same is true for this one. There are a lot of emotions that are parallel in this story to what I am currently feeling. Dealing with self-worth and failure and starting over, or feeling like you have to start over, or feeling like it's going nowhere. And it's just really interesting for me to think about that the stories that basically emotionally wreck me as far as like what is in them are the ones that help me get through whatever I'm feeling at the time. And both of them have been contemporary. That one was definitely more romance heavy, whereas this one's less romance heavy, but that's more because of the fact that this particular character is like, I am not doing anything with anyone because I'm in the middle of divorce, and I don't want him to have anything to use against me. Whereas the other one, there was no divorce, they weren't married, kind of stuff. So there was nothing stopping the romance. And in this particular one, it's not that she doesn't want to. The feelings are there. The attraction is there. It's literally just the moral obligation of, I'm in the middle of divorce. I can't handle a relationship right now. I am attracted to you. We're not doing shit about it right now. And those things are not similar in my life at all. I am in a very committed relationship. Nothing's happening with that. Nothing bad's going on. So nothing bad there. But it's just more the parallels of the emotions I'm feeling about one's place in life. And I just find that really interesting and very cathartic to write about. And it's I need to figure out when that story, what year I wrote that story on, to see if there's a parallel in like how often this happens, because I'm interested to see that.
I think it's a little cold outside. It's frozen. All of these eggs are frozen. That's really fucking cold. Even this one's, that's the only crack. But, they're all split wide open and cracked. And they're all frozen. And there is not much we can do about it because there is bedding in the nesting boxes and there's bedding on the ground. Like, that thick of bedding. There's not that thick of bedding in the nesting boxes. It's like half that, but still. Frozen eggs. Now, lately, the eggs from the chickens have only been getting fed to the dogs, so that just means we're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 eggs. But still. Also, I can tell the girls didn't check the chickens yesterday, because those 2 eggs are from the same chicken, because we've only got 1 of those chickens. So yeah, fun stuff.
So I've mentioned before that this story is very cathartic and that I am enjoying it. However, I have also hit that point that I usually hit about 3/4 through the book that I'm ready for it to be done. Like, I'm ready to end it. I'm ready for it to be finished and complete, and I haven't decided if that's a good sign or a bad sign, because I don't know where this story is going. I'm literally making it up as I go, and knowing that I'm now having that feeling, is this going to be one of those stories where I just, like, don't finish it? Or is it going to be one that I actually get to the end? I do want to get to the end. I think this one it's been very helpful in helping me work through my feelings and my emotions and all that fun jazz. So I really do want to get to the end. But at the same time, I am already getting that feeling that I just want it to be done. I just want it to be over. But usually when that happens, we're running out of time. I have to finish it, or I'm going to lose interest in it and move on to something else. And I want to move on to something else. Like, I'm already feeling like I'm ready to do something else. Let me show you something real quick. That's gonna be like, oh, I know what she's talking about. Let me just show you. Okay, so welcome to my tablet screen. This is the story I've been working on lately. This is it's called, currently, working title, No Job, No Home, No Problem kind of thing. And I am currently on chapter 10. I've mentioned that all the chapters have been about 3,000 words long. Let me show you something though. These are all the short stories I've been writing in 2024. These are not the handwritten ones. These are the ones I've been typing. Most of these have come around in the past, like, 5 months. Because I wasn't writing short stories in the beginning of the year. I was working on some other stuff. So I've got Howlin' Good Time. All of these are, like, working titles, not official titles. I'm not happy with any of these titles. But we got Howlin' Good Time. Howlin' Good Time, the chapters are much shorter. They're about 1,000 words long, and I've got 20 of them so far. Hit that point I'm talking about where, like, I got bored, I got done. I hit that feeling where I was like, I'm ready to work on something else. I'm ready for it to be done, and just stopped working on it. If I can make my screen work. Married to a Monster, same thing. I'm switching between these two characters. I hit the point where I was starting to feel like I was ready for it to be done. In this particular case, I was running out of story ideas because I was like, okay, I wrote what I wanted to write. What now? So, again, not finished. And then we got Tiger Next Door. Well, look at that! Same thing! I don't remember how long these chapters are. I want to say these are actually closer to my normal, which is about 2,500 words each. But even these, I hit that point where I was like, I'm just not feeling it anymore. And I stopped writing on it. And I want you to notice something. Chapter 11. We're currently on chapter 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That one's got 7. Okay, I thought we had a pattern going, but we don't. Chapter 20. Okay, so never mind. Ignore me. I was going to say there's a pattern here where I'm ending about like chapter 10 or so. But actually, to be fair, because these are all like a third of the length of the chapters of the other ones, this one, if they were about the same length, would be about chapter 10. So, maybe we are onto something. And then Married to a Monster, these chapters are actually a lot longer. They're closer to they're between 3,000 and 4,000 words long. So, maybe it's the word count average. I'm going to have to go back and actually calculate the word count, because the one thing I don't like about the tablet is it doesn't necessarily tell me the total word count. Scrivener, I am using Scrivener on my tablet. Scrivener on the laptop, you can pull up like a project's info box, and it'll tell you like your total word count. It'll allow you to do deadlines so that you can see what word count you need to hit daily, and whether you're above or below that word count, and so on and so forth. The tablet doesn't do that so much. It does show me like the word count at the bottom, but it doesn't show me like totals and like this is per chapter. This is chapter 10 of Bailey. I haven't started writing in it yet, so it's 0 words. But it doesn't give me like an overall total, I don't think. Let me check something real quick. So yeah, I don't know. I'm going to have to go back through and see, like, check word counts and see how many words, because maybe I'm stopping at around the same word count. I have no idea. Okay, so I just went through and did the math. Howlin' Good Time, it said there was 20 chapters, however, only 15 of them actually had words in them, and it was 15,224 total. Married to a Monster has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 chapters, and is at 11,382 words. Tiger Next Door has 11 chapters and is sitting at 13,457. And then the last one, No Job, No Home, No Problem, has got 10 chapters. 10 is empty, as you can tell, and is currently sitting at 28,429. There is a big difference in the number of all these, as well as the chapters. Of these 4 stories, Howlin' Good Time and No Job, No Home, No Problem are both like contemporary fiction, no fantasy. Howlin' Good Time actually came about because so I recently in October did this one. I just started writing on a Halloween night basically, or November 1st, I don't remember which one. But Howlin' Good Time is literally came about because of the fact that we were doing the zombie run. Me and my kids were doing the zombie run, and there was a man. This is embarrassing to say. There was a man dressed up as a werewolf, and I automatically, for some ungodly reason, said, "Good boy." Don't ask me why I spoke to the werewolf this way.
I just did. And worse still, is the fact that said werewolf was an officer in this town. The police officers in this town are very active with the zombie run. The whole town actually is very active in all the different events that go on, but I said good boy to a police officer dressed as a werewolf, and it sparked that story idea where the main character did the same damn thing. But I basically wrote that story until I ran out of ideas. Married to a Monster was a response to a book I recently read where I didn't like how juvenile the characters that were supposedly in their 40s were acting. They were acting like dumb, stupid teenagers. So this was my response on how I would write it if I wrote the same idea. And I just basically rage wrote it until I ran out of steam. Tiger Next Door was based on a dream, so was No Job, No Home, No Problem. I've already talked about No Job, No Home, No Problem, but Tiger Next Door was based on the fact that this woman is raising her kids alone. She's a single mom, and a tiger shifter moves in next door and is helping her out. And of course, her ex automatically, because he brings the kids home from their day with him, and he automatically believes that she is screwing the neighbor because he's in her house helping her fix a plumbing issue. Not house, apartment. So that's what that was based off of. I have definite themes that happen in my various stories, but this is 90% of the time what happens is I get these ideas and I write the ideas until I run out of steam, and then they don't go anywhere. They don't get completed. Like, these are the ones from 2024 that are probably not going to get completed because I ran out of steam. This happens more and more these days than it used to, because the whole point of this document is actually my short stories starting in 2004, all the ones that I have access to still. And these ones that are labeled 2004 to 2007, I don't know which ones were written which year, which is why they're there. Same thing with the 2013 and 2019. But yeah, I do a lot of short stories, but 2023, I'm trying to remember when I stopped finishing short stories. And I use the term short stories very loosely because everything in 2024, most of my short stories all the way up until 2020 were 5K or less, 5,000 words or less. And then from 2020 onward, they're longer short stories, or I just calculated all the word counts for the ones written in 2024, and we got a nearly 30,000 word novella. So that's what I mean. And then in the short story series, of course, are Aesop's Curse, Captivating Cryptids, For Teeth and Claws, Monstrous Mates, Sultry Solstices. There is one missing from here because I'm missing a Modernism Magic. But yeah, that's the kind of stuff I'm talking about, where I keep all of them in one folder, the ones I still have access to. I might be missing one or two here or there, but they're gone to the nethers. And it's been really hard lately for me to finish stories. Novels, series, not a problem. Finish those in a heartbeat. But these random story ideas that I think are going to be short stories and then turn out longer, the nearly 30,000 word story, No Job, No Home, No Problem. I was thinking in my head it was only going to be 10,000 words. Those are the ones I'm talking about that I almost never finish these days. I start writing them and then I lose steam and I just stop writing them. So, anyone else have that problem? Or am I the only one? I don't know if they're even worth completing, but I kind of want to. I want to know how they end, but I can't even make myself write them, so I can't expect anyone else to finish them either. Oh well. What have we learned?
If I try and put it on any further, it's going to get stuck.
What have we learned?
Don't train where your jacket.
Even though it's warm and cozy?
No.
Okay, I'll help you out.
Fucking help me!
Obligatory vlog while streaming clip, because I actually never vlog while streaming and I see people doing it all the time and I love it when I see it. So this is me doing the same thing. Say hi vlog, hi vlog. Okay, I'm gonna cut this out now. Okay.
You want to start and then we'll do Maggie and Rita? Sure. I'm Lordell.
So I'm eating this while they're chatting. but I wanted to point out something that Eva said here. Ooh, you need a spreadsheet. We were talking about the fact that I haven't calculated all the words that I've written across all my stories. And I literally just showed you guys a clip where I was talking about the short stories I've written in previous years. So yes, I do need a spreadsheet. And she was like, just add a cell with the total. I have to make a spreadsheet that includes word count of all of the stories across all of the years, and that's gonna take me a bit. But now I want to do it, so we're gonna have to. It's gonna happen. It's gonna be a thing. So probably not this vlog, but expect sometime in a future vlog to see how many words I've written in my entire writing career of just the stories I still have. So happening soon, coming to you soon, coming soon to a theater near you. We officially have 7 days or 1 week until Puck's Choice releases on ebook. I don't have paperback yet, but I'm slowly working that direction. 7 days. 7 days. My cover designer just sent me a first look at the paperback cover, and I'm super excited. There's a lot of space here, but I don't really want my information here, so I gotta figure out if I want to just like leave this blank, or if I want to have her add something. I don't know yet. I gotta figure that out. But look at it, it's so cool. It's not as purple as the camera's making it look. I don't know why. I think it's because I'm recording my screen. But holy shit, I love it. I love the way it looks. I really do. I'm super excited. I can't wait for this to come out. The ebook comes out in like 3 days, 2 days, something like that. I think it's 3 days. I'm super excited. Oh my god. You have no idea. But now that I have, I'm gonna take a little bit to think about this and see if there's any changes I want to make. And then I'll get to work once we've locked in some final changes. Then I will be ready to start working on getting a paperback out, and it'll be my first paperback ever that I've done since indie publishing. So I'm super excited. So I mentioned earlier that I wanted to like calculate total word count like over lifetime, and I don't have an accurate count of that because I don't have accurate word count trackers before 2020. I have some of my stories from before 2020, but I don't have accurate like word counts from before then. So this is the word tracker I've been using. It is from 2020 to 2024. I've actually already made a new one for 2025 through 2029 because I think I would like to have these trackers cover 5 years each. But this is like the annual stats page where it pulls my monthly word counts for each year, and then it has an average across all 4 years per month. And then I have a slot here. I had planned on how much I wanted to write this year at the very beginning of the year. I knew I wasn't going to get anywhere near this, but I wanted to play around with this box basically. And then I have my total word counts for each year coming down here with the total average based on that. And then right here is the number we were looking for. This is how many words I've written across my lifetime since 2020 to now. So currently it's at over 1 million, which is awesome. But as you can see, I haven't written for December, so this could change. And we are actually still in November right now. It is November 29th, so there's still possibility this will get a little higher. Right now it says I've written 46,000 for the month, almost 47,000, and that may go up a little bit more before in the next couple of days. So yeah, I really doubt it's going to go up because I'm now almost completely in like planning stage for 2025. I've noticed like late November and then almost all of December is more like planning for the next year versus actual writing. And like this year I had a low count in 2024, January 2024, because I was actually still in the middle of planning because I waited so long to start planning in 2023. Because like this only says I wrote 33,000, but I remember that was a really heavy editing month. So there was a lot more negative numbers than positive numbers, which is why that's so low. If I had counted all numbers and just like added them together versus like subtracting them, this probably would have been like 80 something thousand words because I was doing a lot of like editing that month. So, but yeah, I just thought it would be really cool to show this clip real quick to show
like how I have been tracking stuff. So yeah, and like I said, I already have a new tracker for 2025 through 2029, which we will see in the next vlog when I talk about like all the planning stuff that I've been doing lately and what I continue plan on doing in December.
Alright, the time has come to wrap up this vlog, so I'm going to be doing this vlog clip here while I'm on my live stream, and the way we're going to do this is I'm going to wrap up like the month as a whole, even though this was like part 2 of 2 vlogs. So I had lots of plans for this month. I had planned on... What else did I had planned to do? We had a lot of 4-H stuff planned, like they had their award ceremony, we had a couple meetings that we had to go to, archery started, and then of course there's lots of holiday related things that are happening between now and the end of the year that we're involved in as far as 4-H stuff goes. I have started filming a vlog that will come out next year talking about 12 recs from 12 friends. I've been collecting books throughout the year as far as like recommendations go from people I know, and now I meant to start a long time ago, but now I'm finally actually getting around to reading all said books and trying to read them in 2 months basically. So I've got 12 books to read in 2 months. Can I do it? We'll see. I've been doing a lot of writing. I don't remember where or what clip it was I mentioned it, but there was a bunch of writing stuff going on as far as like writing challenges going now that NaNoWriMo has shot themselves in the foot. And like I'm doing the 100k Q4 challenge. I had originally started doing the rough draft challenge, but because of all the writing related problems I'm having with that story, I decided to go ahead and nix that one, because the story I was going to be working on for that one, yes, I could have switched it to a different story, but I decided I just didn't feel like it. So I've been working on things here and there, but I haven't been like dedicated to anything in particular, which is why the 100k Q4 challenge worked better for me, because I didn't have a specific writing project tied to it. It was basically anything I write in Q4 qualifies, which has been very helpful because I've been writing under various different things, various different projects, and all of that has gone under that word count. The other one that I was doing that I mentioned was the Wordy Writer Challenge that SK Durbis does, and I have been kind of sort of not exactly participating in that one here and there. I'm counting my November words towards it, but like actively participating, not really. Because again, I think that's another one where you're supposed to have a specific writing project chosen for that one, and I definitely didn't do that. But that's okay. The other thing I've been doing is I've been using TrackBear to track all of my writing for this quarter, for the quarter as a whole. And I do like TrackBear. There are a couple things that it doesn't do that I know spreadsheets will, but that's okay. I am still using spreadsheets, and I've actually made my spreadsheet for 2025 through 2029 already, because I like to be able to look at all the data across a full 5 years. I need to... It's been so long since I've used charts in Excel. I need to play around with the chart option to see what I can do with that, because I would like to start implementing charts in 2025 through 2029, but I don't remember enough about them to figure out how to make them work the way I want to. I don't even really know what data I want to look at yet, so that's a thing. So yeah, I've been, as far as like writing projects, what did I actually work on? I worked on a few short stories this month. None of them are finished. Haven't finished anything. I started working on Damned and Dangerous Quartet, book 3, and there was so much going on that I went back and reread book 2, and I was not happy with how that's going, because I made the discovery that my writing style has changed, and not in the fact that it's any different. It's just, it's grown. And reading book 2, reading a published version of book 2 felt like I was reading a poorly written first draft of what I can currently write as a first draft. And I was just like, eee. So now I'm stuck in that debate where I'm like, what do I do with this series? Do I write 3 and 4 as if I didn't make this discovery and just kind of ignore it? Or do I go back and rewrite books 1 and 2, pump them up to where I think they should be now based on my writing style now, and then write 3 and 4? I don't know. I'm still pondering that that's a problem for future Skye. I'm not going to worry about it right now. By the time you're seeing this vlog, Puck's Choice will be out. I have finalized everything for that as far as the ebook goes. I do need to finalize more with the paperback. I've got to order a proof copy. I've got to make sure that's going through and stuff like that. But I have the first draft of the paperback copy from my cover designer, but I haven't approved it yet, so there's still some things that we could do with that. But it's going to depend on a couple of different things, and there's some things I need to think about before I give her, yes, this is what I want, and get the finalized version. I think it is actually exactly what I want. It is everything I asked for. It's just that there's some things that we might tweak on it, and I'm giving myself a couple of days to think on that before I start being like, okay. And since it's the, Thanksgiving holidays as well, I figured that I would go ahead and just pump the brakes and wait until at least tomorrow, which is December 1st. So I'll make a final decision on what I want to do with that tomorrow, and if everything's okay, I'll obviously let her know this is perfect, and then move on and start working on getting the paperback in my hands so that I can approve it and get it out to you guys. But as of right now, that's where we stand, is that there is no paperback yet, and I don't know when there will be a paperback. What else? I think that's it. There's nothing really going on at work. I've got December 2nd and 3rd off because of the fact that I wanted to have off. My original plan was to do a live stream for the release of Puck's Choice, and I don't know if that's going to happen. I was going to do like a midnight release stream. I don't know if that's going to happen or not. There's some various things going on that may prevent that, but for now, I'm not going to worry about it. I'm just going to kind of like live life in the moment. As far as like my plans for December is probably going to be more of a planning month rather than anything else. I don't know how much writing I'm going to get done in December. What I would like to do is I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think I've got 6 short stories. 2 of them are being handwritten. 4 of them are being typed. I think I got 6. What I would like to do is I would like to wrap those up before the end of the year. So December, my goal might be to just finalize at least a first draft for all those short stories. And I use the term short stories loosely because the one story is already at 20 plus K. I don't even remember what it's at. My brain is telling me 26, and I don't know if that's right. But either way, it's long. And what I want to do is go ahead and finalize those and wrap those up in the month of December. I think that's my plan. I'm going to start, obviously it's the end of the year. I'm going to start planning for 2025. I've already done some planning, but there's some things that I want to finalize before we start 2025. I want to get my planners all good to go. I want to get everything set and ready. Like, I have lots of plans for December. It's just a matter of knocking them out now. So anyways, I think this vlog has gone on long enough. It's time for me to go ahead and let you guys go and move on with your lives. And I will see you in my next vlog or my next video. Oh, that's the thing. I am hoping to start putting out some videos again. I don't know. I might wait until, like, I might use December to film and edit and upload, and then start actually posting them again in January, I mean. So that's what I might do, is start like posting videos again in January versus December. I am going to be taking a look at that schedule as well to see how that's going. But as of this moment, I'm going to continue doing my live streams on Saturday evenings at 10 p.m. Mountain Time, which is midnight Eastern on Sunday. But I'm going to continue doing those. I am going to film, edit, and record videos for definitely 2025 and possibly for December of this year. But I'm leaning more towards 2025 the longer I think about it. I think I want to just hold off for the rest of this year and start filming and get pre-scheduling videos for next year. I think that's what I want to do. And then as far as like vlogs go, I'll continue doing probably bi-weekly vlogs where I do 2 weeks at a time for each vlog, because otherwise I have too much footage for a full month vlog, which was what I was originally planning on making this video. And it ended up being a 2-parter instead because of that. But yeah, as far as posting to other social media, I am kind of on the fence about that just right now. It's been a long year. I'm still figuring out what I want to do there. I don't know. I don't even know. I'm not getting any kind of engagement from Instagram or Facebook. it feels like no one's really seeing my posts. It's the same like 2 or 3 people, which I love. No, I love that. Thank you very much for interacting with my posts on social media. But I get more interaction from YouTube than from social media is what I was getting at. And YouTube takes up so much more time between the filming and then the editing and then the uploading, all that fun jazz. I prefer it more. So whereas, like, let's just take Instagram for example. I put a lot of work into creating graphics, creating the text content for Instagram, and then it doesn't get a lot of interaction at all. And I don't know if anyone else has noticed this. I've noticed some people mention it on some of the vlogs I've seen, some of the videos I've seen, that they spend more time on their feed is more with sponsored posts and suggested posts than people they're actually following. And I know me personally, I am having the same problem. I see more posts that are either sponsored or from people I don't follow. And while some of the content is good for me, like I like it, it's allowing me to find new people to follow. At the same time, I want to see posts from people I already follow. That's the reason I follow them. Otherwise, there's no reason for me to follow them. So definitely that kind of stuff is being suppressed, and I'm pretty certain the same thing's happening to me. Like, I have to go look specifically for some people because I'm like, I haven't seen a post from so-and-so in a while, and I have to go look for it. And they've been posting the entire time. It's just not being suggested to me on my feed. So because of all that, I'm less enthusiastic about posting to other social media. You can still definitely get up with me there. Like, I check both Facebook and Instagram on a daily basis, and I try to respond to all messages that are sent to me. And I definitely go to email if nothing else. But yeah, and the only other plans I have for December is that I do like putting out holiday cards, and I haven't done so in a while. So I want to go ahead and work on that as well. So if you would like a holiday card, feel free to contact me on some kind of social media platform, whether it's Facebook or Instagram or even email, or in the comment section of this video if you want to as well. Though I don't suggest that if you don't want your address out for people to see. And yeah, I'll send out holiday cards sometime in December, like the first couple weeks of December, so that way they get to people on time. So anyways, this is all I'm going to say for this video, and I will see you all in my next vlog. Bye, everyone! So I don't know if you believe in signs or anything like that, and I don't know how it got to be where it was, but when I left my room to go check on the hubs and see if he was asleep after my live stream tonight, there was something in the middle of the floor that I had to pick up anyways because it was in the middle of the floor, and it's also something the dogs could chew. It actually might be there because the dogs got a hold of it. The dogs being that one, Ogre. He's still a puppy. He's still in chew phase. And I say he's still a puppy. He's like 2 going on 3 years old now. I don't even remember what age he is. Anyways, not the point. The point is that there was an item in the middle of the floor. And during the live stream, we talked about this item. We talked about the animal that influences this item. So if you watched my live stream, when I show you this, you'll know. We were talking about elephants during the live stream, during one of the chat portions. So to walk out of my room and see this in the middle of the floor, I don't know if the girls like heard us talking about it. No, because we talked about it after they went to bed. So they did not hear us talking about it. I don't know how this ended up in the middle of the floor. But this was in the middle of the floor, in the middle of the hallway, when I left to go check on my husband to see if he was alive and well. And by alive and well, I mean not asleep at his desk. So take that as you will. JC, I think this is a sign. I don't know what the sign is. If you know, you know. But since we were talking about elephants, and then I walked out of my room and there was an elephant in the middle of the floor. Okay, that's all for now. Have a good night.